On this channel, $1 Million Made Easy, we love to run numbers for people. And sometimes I need to stop and explain what I'm doing when we run these numbers. But let me just give you an example because I got a question here. It said, hi, can you explain more about what a cash reserve is and a 70-30 split and a 60-40 split? Does this mean when we retire, we should keep only some of our money in the S&P and the rest in the cash reserve account? Uh, so that's what I want to explain here, why that's such a good idea. And it's not something I came up with. I'm just a numbers guy, but financial advisors recommend this. Let's say you're able to reach $1 million because we show you on other spreadsheets how easy that is to do if you have that, especially if you have 40 or 45 years. So that's why we call the channel $1 Million Made Easy. But let's say you have $1 million and you want to withdraw, or you figure you need to withdraw 4,500 a month. That's 5.4%. Okay, 5.4%. That's a little bit higher than the 4% recommended rule, but not near as high as the Dave Ramsey's controversial 8% recommendation. But we also want to give you a 3% COLA. In other words, 4,500 a month. The first year, which would be 54,000, we're going to increase that by 3%. So the next year, you can kind of give yourself a COLA to kind of keep up with inflation. Now, I want you to notice something. What's happening here? With this scenario, if you have the numbers like 2000, let me just go up there to 1998. Then you're okay. 1998, these are the returns. Again, none of these returns in the future are going to match these, but they can give us a range and give us a good idea of what might happen in the future. If you retired and the returns were like 1998 on, and you took out 54,000 the first year, 55,000, looks like you would be just fine. This is a remaining balance going down through here, but I want you to notice when these reds initially are the first 3 years of retirement or first 2 or whatever, that's when you can run into a problem. Right now, you're not running out of money. But if you do 2000, all of a sudden we're running out of money. Why? What's happening here? You're taking this 54,000 out of a market that's already going down. Your balance is already going down by 9, by 11, by 22. And so after 3 years, you're down to 486,000. You have less than half of what you started with because you're taking these numbers out of here. If you could come up with some other way so these numbers weren't coming out of here, then you wouldn't be knocking us down quite so far. So it could come back when it comes back with these numbers. So how do you do that? You have an asset allocation. You don't leave 100% in the S&P 500. The recommendation that seems to be that works the best when you actually look at the numbers is a 70-30 split. In other words, 70% staying in the S&P 500, so it can benefit when the market does come back. But you put 30% over into a cash reserve account. That's the money can come out of there. There's 54,000 is coming out of over here instead of over here. The problem with that is you're taking out 5.4%. I'm kind of covering two different subjects here, but I just want to show you, even in this case scenario, you're going to run out of money. Let's do a 60-40 real quick. 60-40, you're still running out of money. 70-30, you're not. 1998, no problem. The problem with it is these 3 down years, you're taking out too much money. That's why a lot of people recommend the 4% rule, because the 4% rule can survive a lot of these, even the year 2000, where you see it running out of money when you're taking out 5.4%. But if we go up here and take out 4.2%, did you notice that difference? The red went away. The red went away because you're down to near the 4% rule. But you go back up to the 5.4%, you're running out of money. And you go even higher, 5,006%, you're running out of money even sooner. So even though this cash reserve can help, if you're taking out too high of a percentage, you're gonna run out of money. And does this happen very often? No. In fact, let's look at the graph here. How many times would it happen? Excuse me, I need to do this, update this. Haven't been updating it. Apologize. This is the actual graph right here. Depression years and around the year 2000, every other year you're fine. So I guess what we're saying is yeah, you can take out 5 or 6% in most cases, but since 2000 was so recent, it's really problematic. In this case, you'd be running out of money. And even with a 70-30 split, if you go to a 50-50 split, it doesn't really help right here. 60 helps a little bit, but you're running out of money. What's going on? You're taking out too much, and so you're running out of money. And I've looked at other videos where people say, well, you don't really run out of money. So I'm going to link to that one that explains a little bit more. Oh, you might not run out of money, but you have to cut way back. You might have to go back to work. If you're planning on these kind of amounts in retirement and you have to take half of that, you have to go back to work or do something drastically different. But I just wanted to explain why we have this cash reserve account, whether it's a bond fund or whatever. It's something over here, a bucket they call it, that you can take the money out of when the market's going down because you do not want to sell low. You do not want to sell. You don't want to take 60,000 out of your stock market portfolio because you're selling low when the prices are down from what they were the year before. You want to be able to take it from a bucket over here that doesn't knock this down even faster. So hopefully this makes sense to you. But that's what we do in this channel. We run numbers for people. We also try to explain some of the issues that might arise. Please consider subscribing. Share this channel with your friends. Let them know there's a channel out there that will run numbers for them. They'll give them some kind of a rough estimate of where they might be in the future. And even once they reach retirement, how much they might be able to safely withdraw using the 4% rule. Thanks for watching.